Hey guys, Muncheez here, and welcome to another Lost Ark video. In this video, I'm going to be going over some accessories and what you should do with your accessories coming over from the Ignite server. So if you haven't already noticed, your accessories that they give you, sometimes depending on the engraving that you pick for your class, they don't give you the proper stat distribution. So that's the first thing. So you want to look for accessories that have the proper stat distributions. So, for example, this didn't happen to me, but when you make a Sork, you want crit and specialization if you're playing an Igniter Sork. So you want to make sure your accessories are doing as such, so your neck will have crit and spec, all the earrings and rings will have spec on them, and then your bracelet as well. It should also have crit and spec on there. But they give you a pretty good bracelet, so I don't see anyone replacing that anytime soon. But the one thing I also want to point out is the perfect accessories that they give you are not actually perfect. So for example, a perfect earring is 300 of whatever stat that's on it. So for example, mine is 300 spec. So if you find any accessories that have like a perfect roll on them and they have the stat that you need, because we're using the engraving support system, you are able to equip them and not have to worry about the engravings, and you can benefit from these stats completely. Now, if you're using one of the ones that they give you, for example, the neck piece, if you use the one that they give you, it's 470 and 470 as the stats, and it's 100 quality, but a real 100 quality neck will give you 500 and 500. So you're missing a lot of stats from the neck alone as is, and then the earrings as well is a large chunk, and the rings also will help you top off whatever stat that you want to have the highest stat in as well. So depending on what class you play, I know there's some classes that have like 50-50 stat distributions, at least close to it. So if you do play one of those engravings, just check. I do not know them off the top of my head, but just make sure your stat distribution is proper. And if you don't get anything and you just really need to switch out a piece and you haven't found anything yet, you can check the auction house and you can just buy a piece and it should be pretty good. It doesn't even have to be 100 quality. It can just be, you know, either 90s or something like that, and it'll still give you more stats than the ones that they give you. And this is just kind of something that you can do so that when you're operating in tier 3, because everybody still will be operating in this tier 3 range when they go over to the main servers, because it takes at least, even like while you're doing everything, it takes at least like a month or so to get into the Arc passive tree. There's like a whole bunch of stuff and criteria that you have to fit to get into the Arc passive thing, like how many pieces of ancient gear you're wearing. But pretty much like the longer you wait, the easier it is to enter into Arc passive. So like the more pieces of ancient gear you get from doing A gear normal, even the longer you wait, the easier it is to go in, and for that whole time you're still going to be using these accessories. As far as the bracelet and the stone go, I wouldn't worry too much about the bracelet. They give you a pretty solid bracelet. I'm actually surprised that they gave that to us. And the vitality on the rock, when you get into tier 4, whatever tier 4 rock that you cut, you can just replace this with it because it'll just give you a crap ton of vitality and you don't have to worry about the engravings on it because you're using the engraving support. And most of the classes, I can at least speak for like spec classes, you want to get as much spec as possible. I'm talking about at least over 1800 and up, so make sure you change them. But for the other classes, I am not in all class Andy. I do not really know much about all of the classes, but do some research on your classes. Make sure you have the correct stat distribution for your class and the engraving that you chose for it. And that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to share about the accessories. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and sub on the way out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.